General Aria had crossed countless battlefields in her lifetime, but nothing compared to the silence of the Red Dune Pass that morning. The wind carried only the soft hiss of sand, and the sun, still rising, painted the canyon in streaks of gold. She was traveling alone, dressed not in her decorated military armor, but in a plain brown cloak. After months of war councils, negotiations, and border disputes, she had taken a single day to ride out toward the capital for a long-overdue inspection. It was supposed to be routine, peaceful, quiet. Her horse suddenly stiffened beneath her. Aria sensed it too. Movement, faint but deliberate. Someone was watching. Within seconds, shadows slipped across the ridge above her. 10, maybe 12 figures. The notorious Crimson Jackals, a gang of bandits who preyed on travelers and merchants, had chosen the wrong target today. Of course, they had no idea who she was. With her cloak hiding her rank and her hair tied back under a scarf, she looked like any wandering officer or trader. Aria slowed her horse deliberately, pretending not to notice. Bandits behaved predictably. They always believed the first moment of fear belonged to their victim. A loud whistle cut through the air, the signal of attack. Figures dropped from both sides of the canyon, blocking her path. Their leader stepped forward, a tall man, with a knife hanging loosely from his belt, his face half covered with a red cloth. "Easy there," he drawled. "Hand over your coin, your horse, and anything shiny. Do that and maybe we won't hurt you." Aria dismounted calmly. Her expression didn't change. Her heartbeat didn't rise. Her hands remained relaxed at her sides. The bandits exchanged glances. No trembling, no pleading, no fear. Something felt off. "You didn't hear me?" The leader snapped, stepping closer. Aria slowly lifted her gaze, revealing eyes colder than the metal of any blade. "I heard you," she said. "I just don't think you understand what you're attempting." A few bandits laughed, nervous but amused. She was alone, outnumbered, outarmed. What could one unarmored woman possibly do? Aria reached up and unclipped her cloak, letting it fall to the ground. And there it was. The unmistakable insignia of the Dominion's highest ranking, female general gleaming on her chest. Every bandit froze. Aria's voice cut through the canyon like thunder. "You chose the wrong woman to rob." And then the ground erupted into motion as she charged forward. The moment Aria stepped forward, the air itself seemed to tighten. The bandits hesitated, just long enough for her to strike first. Her palm shot upward, smashing into the nearest attacker's jaw with a crack that echoed through the canyon. He dropped instantly. Shocked shouts spread through the group. "Get her!" their leader barked. 4 bandits rushed her at once. Aria moved with the fluid precision of someone who had trained for decades. She pivoted, grabbed one man by the wrist, and flipped him over her shoulder with brutal efficiency. Before he even hit the ground, she spun, kicked another in the chest, and sent him crashing into the canyon wall. The third swung a club at her head. Aria ducked beneath it, swept his legs, and pinned him with a sharp knee to his ribs. The last of the 4 hesitated. Too slow. Aria's elbow met his throat, knocking him backward, gasping for breath. Her movements were swift, silent, controlled. Not a single step wasted, but the remaining bandits regrouped, circling her like starving wolves. They still believed numbers would overpower skill. "You're surrounded!" one yelled. Aria wiped a streak of dust from her cheek. "Good," she replied. "It saves me the trouble of chasing you." Enraged, 3 more lunged with knives. Aria snatched the first blade out of the air, twisted the attacker's arm behind his back, and used him as a shield against the others. Their knives stabbed into their own man. He screamed as he fell. The last 2 charged together, hoping to overwhelm her. Aria crouched, kicked up a cloud of red sand, and dashed forward, ramming her shoulder into one man's chest. The impact launched him backward. She seized the final attacker by the shirt, slammed him to the ground, and immobilized him with a knee to his spine. Within moments, only their leader remained. He backed away, hands trembling. You're General Aria," he stammered. "We didn't know." "That is clear," she said. He reached for his knife in desperation. Bad decision. Aria closed the distance in a heartbeat, grabbed him by the collar, and dragged him across the sand. She slammed him to his knees. "You prey on the weak," she said, her voice low but deadly. "But today you chose the wrong prey." The leader swallowed hard, staring up at her in terror. "Please, have mercy." Aria stared down at him, her shadow stretching over the trembling gang. The battle was over, But her judgment had only begun. The canyon finally fell silent. The defeated bandits groaned on the ground, clutching their injuries. Dust swirled around General Aria as she stood tall, breathing steadily, barely winded despite the brutal fight. A caravan guard, who had been tied up by the bandits earlier, staggered toward her with wide, shaken eyes. "Ma'am, you saved us. We thought we were done for." Aria simply nodded and approached the frightened merchant family they had ambushed. The mother held her 2 children close, trembling. "Are you hurt?" Aria asked gently, her tone transforming from steel to softness. The woman shook her head. No, thanks to you." Aria untied the father, who dropped to his knees in gratitude. "General Valen, you're a legend. Why would someone like you be traveling alone out here?" She paused. There was no uniform on her, no insignia. Just her blades and the unmistakable presence of a warrior who had seen countless battles. "I'm not here as a general," she replied. "I'm on leave. I was simply passing by." But the truth was deeper. Aria had been secretly investigating reports of bandit attacks along this route for weeks. She had come without her army, without even informing them, because she believed leadership meant seeing the suffering of common people firsthand. Her mission was personal. As she surveyed the defeated gang, the bandit leader whimpered, still kneeling where she had left him. "Please, don't turn us in. We'll die in the city prison." Aria turned her sharp gaze toward him. "You should have thought of that before you preyed on unarmed families." She gestured for the guards to gather the criminals and tie them securely. "We'll take them to Highwall Fortress," she ordered. "They will stand trial. Justice will decide their fate." The leader clenched his teeth, but he didn't resist. No man dared challenge her authority, not after witnessing what she could do. The children approached Aria hesitantly. The youngest girl tugged on her glove. "Miss, are you a hero?" Aria softened. "I'm just someone doing what's right." The mother wiped her tears. "May the heavens bless you. We owe you our lives." Aria took a long breath, looking out across the canyon where the sun was setting in a blaze of red and gold. She tightened the straps of her gear. This land had more dangers lurking, more lives at risk. And General Aria was not done yet. She mounted her horse, gave one final look at the rescued family, and said, "Let's move. There are more people to protect."